Hello. Welcome
Oh,
to the Hallmark Channel.
oh wait, wrong channel. We gotta change the channel. The channel to the Global Nerds.
Yes.
Hashtag change the channel.
Where we actually have some interesting topics this week. A lot's going
Always
on.
interesting topics.
It seemed like we didn't have many that past couple weeks.
Yeah, we got we've had a few weeks for some interesting topics to build up, to get themselves together, and we're excited for today's show. I hope you guys are excited too. So yeah, we actually do have a lot on the list.
And I think the two biggest ones are we have lost Akira Takayama. I'm probably butchering that.
Toriyama.
The creator of Dragon Ball Z. And that came with its own problems.
Indeed.
Dude, that's Toriyama, what he did with Dragon Ball Z, that's pretty much the reason anime and manga have the relevance in the pull that they do today. So I remember waking up to that news. I couldn't believe it.
Right.
I was really shocked because it wasn't something that I was expecting at like 7 a.m, finding out from loads of people. So, but you know, he was a great guy. Like it's really interesting if you look at how his work has inspired so many different like cultures, not just in like anime or manga, but in film, TV, everything that he was linked to as well.
Yeah.
And I think without him, we wouldn't have had, like, if it wasn't for Dragon Ball Z, you wouldn't have had Naruto, One Piece, you wouldn't have had all these classic animes because everyone took inspiration from him. And I think that's such a good thing because it's not just limiting to one thing. And also, and I'm going to bring this up now, the horrible thing that is called Dragon Ball Evolution, if it wasn't for that, Toriyama wouldn't have been inspired to make Battle of the Gods. He then wouldn't have been inspired to make Resurrection of F and then go on to Dragon Ball Super. So that's the only saving grace I'll ever give Dragon Ball Evolution. But
and the fact that the actor who played Goku in that movie has come out and said, you know, looking back at playing Goku and that movie, I really regret playing in that movie, and I should have stood up. I forget the direct quote, but he was pretty upset.
He pretty much apologized for the movie being so bad.
That movie was really bad.
This, guys, it's not my fault. I'm sorry, Mother. I tried. Just fucking expires right there on the spot from the cringe of the film.
At least he admitted the movie was horrible.
Right.
Yeah.
At least he didn't say it was great. I know. Saying, happy Beta Road. Rest in peace. You know what I mean? Thank you for creating Dragon Ball Z. Well, at least he did that type of shit. You know what I mean? But he admits the movie was horrible. We all hate it.
oh yeah,
And you don't get actors like that coming out in really bad adaptations. Like Godzilla, for instance. You don't see them coming out saying, oh dear God, what have we done? This was a great film series and it feels like we just utterly destroyed it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Akira Toriyama, he really came through a lot to make Dragon Ball happen. I mean, like when he was first writing the series, he was broke and relying on his parents for pretty much everything under the sun that required even the slightest bit of money. And he went on to codify not just the shonen genre, but a lot of anime and manga in general. He set a tone. He put it on the map. He basically, if it wasn't for Dragon Ball Z, Toonami wouldn't have had the impact that it did. Probably not Watch Cartoons or Go-Go Anime or every place we pirate anime from now either. And like, I mean, everything he did with his characters. I mean, Frieza, one of the greatest villains ever, based on a real estate agent of all people, too.
Really?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, like and Vegeta, another one of the greatest characters ever, the guy who pretty much popularized the modern anti-hero, rewrote that whole script. And then Goku, like just I mean, for a long time, for a lot of people, including for myself, Goku has just been like that ideal to aspire toward, like more than just a character, but an example of what you can achieve if you push back past your limits. An example of any limit you have, anything you've got in front of you, you can push past it. And like, I mean, Goku was always one of the characters I thought, like, okay, I'm going to approach life with the energy that this guy had. And he's done that with a lot of people. And just and those are just three of the characters that he gave the world, three of the greatest characters in anything ever. And oh my God, that with the story and the combat and the philosophy and just his own handiwork with the animation and the drawing in the manga. I mean, Akira Toriyama was a visionary, man. That's a hell of a legacy to leave behind, what he did.
Yeah.
Right.
And like even you got Totaro, I think his name is, like the new artist for Dragon Ball Super, where his art is very, very similar, or maybe slightly better than Toriyama's. And I feel like that's something really, really cool because he's left it in good hands. Like I mean, there was like also 7 projects that Toriyama was working on, and I feel like that's also something huge as well. That he's not gone completely. Like he'll never be forgotten, but you've still got these projects, and if you've got anything like, let's say, from Taro, I hope I get his name right, but effectively it means that it will carry on, and his work and his inspiration will like carry on until I think it'll be the end of time. I think Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, whatever's coming next after that, will always be one of the staple amounts in history. You won't see it. You will never see it die out, and it will never be forgotten. And I actually kind of really like that.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, you got to keep it going. At this point.
Yeah.
Just like Stan Lee, proof that you are more than the sum of your parts.
Right.
I also kind of think that even if it does kind of end, then I think it needs to end properly, not just like, well, we're done. This is not gonna stop. I think it needs to carry on at a very good point, so everyone can be like, do you know what? This is actually, I've got my fill. But it's such inspiration, and it's also kind of weird. Like if you look at how like films and stuff have impacted. So you had Journey from the West, which was the story origin of Goku, and then that Akira Toriyama was watching Aliens. It's suddenly Goku's an alien, and then that all these sorts of things have just kind of like popped in because it went from story of the West to martial arts to then aliens, and it's such a good story.
Right.
Yeah. And it stayed good the whole way through. What do you think's going to happen with the Dragon Ball series now that Akira Toriyama's gone?
I generally think it will carry on for a long, long time. I feel like if they do decide to kind of like start it or stop it, I think at least finish on a high rather than just we're going to finish it after this chapter, because I think the legacy as well as the fans that have been supporting him need to kind of see it come to a really good conclusion. But I hope that is like in like 80 years time.
Now, my only worry is what happened with Ruby. Is we see a creator die and a new generation takes over or whatever. All the notes are laid out and everything, and they still manage to fuck it up.
I really don't think this is going to be a Ruby situation, because Toriyama knows. Taro, he knows what he's doing, and he's been following it since it's inspired him to draw it. So I don't think he's going to turn around and go, right, let's just mess this up, because it's not like, I know Ruby's got a fan base, but Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super has a much larger fan base. So if it does start to slip, he's going to be called out from a lot of people around the world, and it's not something we can be like, I'm going to do what I want. It's going to be like, shit, this is what the fans want, and this isn't the vision of Toriyama, but I'm now going to go back onto that vision. So I don't think it's going to be a Ruby situation. I think that he's been taught, and Toru has been really taught over the years. So it's not like someone new's just come along that is able to draw in the style. He's been learning this everything. He's been learning the humor. He's been learning the penmanship. He's been learning absolutely like everything. So I feel like the franchise is in really good hands.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, Monty Oum was, by his own admission, was still figuring Ruby out at the time. He was much more in his element as a visual storyteller, and he had to tell a story with dialogue. So he was still figuring it out by the time he passed away, and that's why the problems that already existed persisted and got worse. With Akira Toriyama, he had way more time to get the vision together. So I think if he got a good team that he trusted together, then even if what we get is never going to be the exact picture of his vision for that universe, we'll still get something good.
Right.
Yeah. Same deal with what happened with Berserk after Kentaro Miura passed away.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's the case. But with all good things, we have to get into the bad stuff. Now, this creator or game creator, I can understand DI or DEI.
DIEIO.
It feels like it. But, and we saw it with JDF as well. Don't come out and start bitching about the series that
you're gonna have to give us context because I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's so frustrating to me. Sweet Baby Inc. is the company, and who was the actual lady in charge? I forget her name off the top of my head.
That's the lady in charge.
I think
Chris Kindred, I think her name is.
Milo's trying to tell us. I think he knows who it was.
So she put out a tweet that basically right after he died and said, well, it's sad that he's gone, but his series didn't have enough black people in it. Didn't have enough trans people in it. Didn't have enough this in it and that in it. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
No, if we're gonna, it wasn't the fact there was enough trans people in it and stuff like that, because it was more of, I think if I remember the tweet directly, it was he gave us some of the best black characters and some of the worst black characters, and they that person was referring to Mr. Popo, which is a Hindu god, I think, but everyone sees it as what people used to do back in the day.
What?
And the good people he was talking about was like some of the teachers and some characters that are in Dragon Ball Super. That was the main thing. I know it had nothing to do with trans or anything like that whatsoever, because so if we're gonna get the quotes
Kim
right,
Blair. Okay.
I actually missed part of that. What happened with Dragon Ball Z in the trans community?
Nothing.
Technically there was not enough of a diversity of cast.
It
was all whitewashed.
It wasn't
except for Popo.
It wasn't really whitewashed. Whitewashed. Basically, the tweet that said, as I've just said it, was that this person came out from Sweet Baby Inc. and said, Akira Toriyama gave us the best black characters and the worst black characters, and they were referring to Mr. Popo because obviously what back in the day people would used to draw it and stuff like that, but Mr. Popo was, I think, a Hindu god or based off the Hindu gods.
Yeah, he wasn't even supposed to be human.
Yeah, exactly. He was a genie. He was a daijin. a guy. Yeah, he was a Daijin. He was a genie, effectively. And then the best characters they were referring to as quite recently, as they started to add more characters in, like a female black teacher. And I think there's a black student that goes with Goten and Trunks and stuff like that. So that was the main thing. It wasn't anything to do with the trans community or diversity. That was the statement that came out. That's from what I remember. So it's more, if we're going to get it right, boys, get it right. Don't add in stuff like, it's the trans community, because that has nothing to do with like the passing.
But she has gone on record to say there was not enough diverse.
If you can show me that, I will go, oh, okay. I haven't seen anything about that, because they instantly blocked everyone, and they locked their account.
And that's the issue. We only have her words from an expo, I believe it is, a year ago. And then she came out again with another "1 year in gaming industry."
So we're kind of jumping rather than like giving.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the thing where then she went on record saying that they forced themselves into the games industry?
Pretty much, yeah. That's what happened.
Right here, I'm rewatching a video from GDOC Expo 2021. This has popped up again recently because of these tweets. I'm looking at the chapters. Who she is. Okay, we don't really care about that. White-centric industry, making my first game. Team, funding, and don't care about most of anything else.
So what Ty's referring to is effectively Sweet Baby Inc. wants to get into the games company. So like Spider-Man 2, you had some other companies as well, and they forced themselves in, saying that if they weren't used to kind of go through like the sensitivity readings, what was going to happen was they were going then talk to their friends at Kotaku, Polygon, to then drag that game through the mud, saying how bad it was, what they weren't going to do. That I think was absolutely fucking shocking, appalling. That sort of like tactic to me then says like to anyone else that wants to start that sort of company to then go, hey, we're going to bully you into this, and we're going to make sure that you definitely follow us if you don't hire us. And I feel like that games industry should be like, go on, fucking do it, wreck us, because we'll fucking destroy you.
Oh, they will, like, straight up. They'll honestly, what Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't sound bad on paper. Like, sort of like just going through, like, just, some, in case the company is concerned about offending people, like, they can always bring those guys in. But what they do is they basically just completely transform it from the original vision in the worst way possible, right under the devs' noses. They're obfuscating as game devs, but they're really just social political activists.
Man, shoot, stay in your lane, bro. Just stay in your lane at that point.
She is and I quote from her video, a black, non-binary, non-white male.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
And I got problem with that. I got no problem with that in itself. If they want to make a game about, like, say with an Asian transgender main character, cool, go for it. As long as the story's good.
I don't care.
But they just they erase the story all for the message. And again, messages not bad in and of themselves, but it's like ads. They're not what you're there for. And when you cram the whole thing with them, it ruins the experience.
Yeah.
This is them. This is them, right?
Hang on.
Like, you can see it.
I think it's hard. It's hard to see.
Let me see.
It looks the colors look inverted.
Oh no, you can see
I think that's the company. Yeah, Sweet Baby Inc.
It
no, it's
it
other
gets,
architect.
It gets worse though, because like, when a better ending out there somewhere, they've been getting karma lately. The game, some gamers out there, they put together a list of games made by them that Sweet Baby Inc. has touched, and they just they put it out there for the sake of anybody who wanted to boycott, and free market, that is within their right, and that's basically what Steam does for curation lists anyway. So it's really not that big a deal. In a good ending, Sweet Baby learns from this and adapts for the sake of the market, but instead they do this like disgustingly common company thing of shitting on the customers.
I think one thing I was thinking about the other day was, why don't they just make a game where you're sat in a chair and then you look in the mirror and say, okay, yeah, I'm this person, and then you just have someone berate you for like 3 hours, 4 hours, and you're only allowed to get out the chair and leave the room and until everything's been okay. Like you go, man, my life's fucking shit now because of this, but I feel better in myself,
that's basically what Sweet Baby does.
Yeah,
exactly. Sorry, you first. My bad.
No, I was gonna say, I generally thought this is what I would do if I was running, like, say, Spider-Man 3 or something, and I had to hire them again. I would just be like, okay, here's the script, go through it, make your changes, bring it back to us, and then we'll go through it, and then just go get someone else to read it through and go, Derek, do you mind just going through this again? Just see if their changes are fine. Okay. Yeah. Peter turns around and says that he is a horrible person. Okay, let's not put that in. Okay, change it. But yeah, we like this stuff. This stuff works. This doesn't. And then they go, okay, Sweet Baby, thanks for your thing. Yeah. There's your money. We've just changed what you've said because we think our stuff is better. We got someone else to come and look at it.
I wouldn't even pay them until I saw proof that they were actually learning from their mistakes and unfucking themselves.
I don't think they are, because from what I don't think they overlearn, because just from the backlash that I'm seeing right now on Twitter, they ain't learning nothing.
Yeah. I mean, not only are they calling the people boycotting them, quote, picky babies, great thing to call your customers, by the way. But what else are they doing? They've been releasing tweets that show that their whole diversity stance is really just another sham. It's a sham. Like, it's not diversity. It's turning the tables and shitting on one particular group. I mean, this is the company that not only killed off Batman and killed the Justice League, just directly shat on the character. They literally have a guy piss on Flash's corpse.
Grim.
Yeah, and the only member of the Justice League who gets a proper death, I don't know if it was Wonder Woman or someone else. I actually haven't played the game. But from what I've seen, the only member who gets a dignified death is a woman. The white males, and the male members of the Justice League, fuck them. They get taken out like pansies, basically.
What gets me is the fact that why, from these game devs thing, because at the end of the day, because I didn't know anything about Sweet Baby Inc., didn't even know about the company, didn't know anything about it. But then just hearing about this, my anger would go to the devs. My main thing would go towards them, the company that makes it, rather than this company, Sweet Baby. So I generally would just be looking at this from a game thing. And if they're like, okay, so yeah, every single guy in the Justice League gets absolutely fucked over. They're weak as shit. Superman, fuck him. His arms come off because someone pushed the back of his neck or something. But Wonder Woman, she gets like a full-on funeral, everything perfectly. I'd just be like, why are you doing this? I would then turn around and say, okay, Sweet Baby, you're the ones who implemented this change. We've just lost $18.2 trillion. We're now going to sue you for $18.2 trillion. So you better pony up because this is your fault, not ours. It just angers me. And I'm so sick and tired of this day and age now where you have to be so sensitive towards people. And it's more like, I can understand some elements and how some things can change, but it's got to get to the point of, why are you adjusting your thing for that 1% on Twitter that isn't going to buy your game? Or the fact is that the people that demand these changes aren't even going to bother buying it or consuming the product. It just angers me, and I hate this whole thing of well, you've got to be this. No, you fucking don't. Just fucking make a game.
Oh yeah, the game
exactly,
and the gamers are fighting back with that boycott. Thank God for that.
and we've seen this with Harry Potter Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it with. Oh, there was another big one that just came out that they were pissed off about.
But the other Harry Potter game, well, the Magic Wand.
So what?
That's one.
Harry Potter Legacy.
Everybody was pissed off with that one.
Yeah, what happened with that one again? They were.
It was the one with
what happened with like?
I don't think that.
I know
Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh yeah. That's the one. That's the one. That was for the phone, right?
For the phone.
I mean, mobile shit. You know. I mean,
not Legacy. Legacy is a console game.
Okay.
Are
I
you
know they came out one for mobile too.
Oh, that's Harry Potter Wizarding World or something like that. I know which one you're talking about.
Oh.
It's like Harry Potter Go.
Oh, okay.
But,
I got this shit fucked up.
Which sucks. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, I know like I remember the whole controversy with Hogwarts Legacy was J.K. Rowling's comments about the trans community, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which that's funny even in itself, which she recently put out for Mother's Day.
Why? What happened on Mother's Day?
Oh, she said something like happy birthday or something.
Happy birthing Mother's Day, pandering to them. And then
so basically she was saying stuff like trans women aren't women, and that was the main thing. That was what she was saying. And it was just like, why fucking poke the boat, J.K. Rowling?
She's gone crazy. She's gone crazy. That's the truth.
And that's why I have the problem. If she would just shut up and not say anything, I think it would be fine.
Yeah,
but no, everyone. If you even hint at liking Harry Potter, they'll call you a transphobe, even though you're an ally or a trans.
I just kind of think like you can like it just means that if, say, for example, and I hate like this argument is so shitty thinking about it, is like, oh, you can't like Harry Potter. Okay, well then you can't like this show because this one, but I like that show. Well, no, you can't like it. If I can't like Harry Potter, you can't like this show because I say this person did something like bad. Like you can't enjoy this particular genre of music or film or TV or video game because but I like that. Well, don't say I'm this then when I'm definitely not.
Exactly why I have such a big problem with the true trans when the true trans are being transphobes even in themselves.
I have no idea what trans even means.
At this point, we don't know. The terms have gone way out the freaking hell.
Yeah.
Now,
and you always need a new term for something too. It's madness.
And what's crazy now, from what I've seen by some of the actual LGBT, they have found out that it and it, which used to be a hateful term, is now a neopronoun.
What?
But going by their own logic and like common sense, that's dehumanizing, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
someone called me in, I'd say, "What the fuck did you just say to me?"
Okay, so back in the day, we used to literally call people of that variety it and whatever. Now that's considered a neo pronoun. Is that what that is?
But anyways, getting back on topic, because my God, we can probably spend hours talking about that. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the point is, like, Sweet Baby Inc. has proven that their members are either faking it for the money or are just hateful people targeting they're just hateful people who are trying to get in with what they consider to be the cool crowd. I think I can't remember which game dev it was, but apparently they actually had a female game dev who brought in at least one very good game for them. And apparently the guy in charge fired her and replaced her with another woman who made a shitty game just because like she was, I think, Sweet Baby Inc. and he wanted to impress her, probably something like that.
So
Symptom destroyed a good game, guys.
Sorry,
I need to double check what games that those were.
I don't know if this is still up, but the creator of Sweet Baby Inc. also has a Steam community who went after the Steam creators in games called Sweet Baby Inc. Detected.
Oh yeah, that was like one guy who has spent like 14 years playing games, and they wanted his entire Steam account taken down or something like that. And I'm just like, like all the achievements, all the hours they targeted this person because they wanted to take his Steam account down and all these achievements to be wiped out. And I'm just like, you're being really fucking petty, like really fucking petty on this. Why?
Yeah.
Like it just all of this makes me angry because I know for a certain if these two people met in real life, one of them wouldn't say fuck all, or one would say I'm not meeting this person. It's like, why are you doing it? Because then I would just be like, okay, I'm going to be petty as fuck. I'm going after something that they like, and I will make sure that I get it taken down with every ounce of my being.
Right.
Just all of it just really annoys me. At the end of the day, just make good content, make good films, good make TV, good make video games. You know, if I was at the head of that company, of that game dev that got rid of the really good woman to impress Baby Inc., I'd be like, all right, our sales are down. You're fucking paying it out of your own wallet, and I'm going to make sure everyone in the industry knows that you just wanted to fuck someone.
Yeah, I actually did find the story. So it was the woman who was running the Uncharted series, had been making great game after great game after great game, had been leading that effort. And the guy, some guy from Sweet Baby Inc., I think it was, fired her. And let me see if I can find. Yeah, she was fired so that another guy could take over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think that was when Sweet Baby Inc. took over. That sucks.
Can you imagine making banger after banger, sales are record high, you're making millions per game, and then all of a sudden someone just fucks it up, and you're like, all right, well, now we haven't made as much money.
That's when we got the game where Nathan Drake encountered that strong female character who was like had no personality but was suddenly beating him at everything.
Why not just
nowhere.
make Nathan Drake crossover with Lara Croft? There's a game right there that could be awesome.
Yeah, here you go.
And strong female lead, okay, Lara Croft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, all the Uncharted games were based off, like, or inspired by Tomb Raider, and Tomb Raider is like one of the biggest games out there.
Oh yeah.
So it's one of those things of you like, what? Like, why would you want to try and copy Tomb Raider? Like, as in, like, adding this like strong female character. It's just like, the hell.
Oh no!
But like one of the what's up, Ty?
So I was trying to find any more information on it, and I ended up clicking the main YouTube to go back to my recommendation page. Apparently they also went after Wolverine.
What, the old PS2 game? Or
no, the new
film?
one that's supposed to be coming out, because he's a white male lead.
Oh yeah, they hate white people. That's the thing. There's an employee who won't hire white people because she hates them. Just explicitly made a statement about that. I think one of them wrote a tweet. The guy said he had a nightmare that he was a white gamer, like a male white gamer. That's this dude's worst nightmare. Yeah, imagine like a kid growing up in a war-torn country having that same dream.
So
like that'd be a dream for that kid.
Like
if that's your worst fear, I'd say you have it pretty good. So maybe check your privilege, motherfucker.
It just baffles me. Could I'm guessing like no one's reported on it, because could you imagine if it was reversed and it was like, we're not going to hire any black people or Asian people, Hispanic people, because I had a dream that I did this, and they would be absolutely ridiculed, like absolutely destroyed. And it's just
think of the riots alone.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing it looks like Sweet Baby Ink's going after Asmongold.
Well,
Because I covered it. I'm not surprised there.
I think I heard about that. Yeah. What's going on there?
Check line. Slight distraction on my end.
It just, all of this kind of really gets to me because I just want good products. Like, I don't want to have to see a game be completely destroyed or a TV show completely destroyed or whatever. I just want something absolutely decent. I'm just sick and tired of any message that has to be given. It's like, you don't have to always give me a message. Like, if not, just make a film, let me go see it once, and then just call me a shitty person for like 3 hours straight, and then say everything that's gone wrong in all of history that we've all done, and then go, okay, cool, that's done, and then give everyone a free copy on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Now, everyone that I've noticed, anyways, and you guys can correct me, people are calling it Gamergate 2.0.
I don't think it's Gamergate 2.0, but I think they want that sort of thing again. They want. I mean, I don't even know what happened in the first one, so it's more like, why would you want a second one if you know it did like a lot of damage? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, why are you fighting for this? Is it something that you want just to bring clicks into your website? Like, Gamergate 2.0, this is what happened in the first one. We can't let the second one happen. And it's just loads of articles, because not many people are going to go, oh, fucking hell, I need to read about Gamergate. Fucking hell.
Well, according to, I hate Wikipedia as much as ever with a burning passion, but according to Gamergate, or Wikipedia Gamergate, misogynistic online harassment campaign with a right-wing backlash against feminism, diversity, progressivism, and gaming culture.
And what game is this?
This is in general.
Gamergate.
And
sorry, the dog pops up and has a look.
Yep, it all has to have a say in it. Metacritic, Anita. I'm not even
Anita Sarkeesian.
Yeah, Sarkeesian with developers Zoe Quinn and Brianna Wu. And Brianna Wu has had a very shady history.
Yeah, but then she got absolutely shat on a while ago as well.
Like,
she was all for this, and then suddenly, because it went against her or something, she instantly changed her tune because it was the right thing to do, is to actually turn sides or something. And I'm like, just get the fuck out.
Yeah, I agree. Just get it out.
Yeah. And by the way, I think I speak for all of us here when I say this. Diversity is a good thing. Inclusion is a good thing. But if you're going to do that right, you've got to represent all parties equally. You've got to represent
exactly
equally. And if you are like going after white people just the same as you are going after black people or women or the trans community, if you are doing anything like that, you are not encouraging unity. You're just creating more division in a time where we really, really, really don't need any more of that. Yeah,
exactly. And I'm just so sick and tired. I think I spoke about this to someone, and this isn't about like Gamergate or whatever, but I feel what's going on is, like, when I was little, I saw things progressing. Like, we were getting better, and then all of a sudden it's just gone, do you know what? Let's go back to the past. Let's go back before any of this happened, and let's just fuck society up. Let's fuck everything up completely. And I'm just like, no one wants this. We want to progress as a human race, but no, we have to fucking be held back because certain people don't like this, or certain people don't like that. I'm just like, fucking make it make sense. This.
I wonder if some of the people, oh my god, I wonder if some of the people making these Sweet Baby Ink posts I wonder if they're CIA plants, like keeping the division going so the 1% can keep fucking us.
and
all in a WhatsApp group, just messaging each other, going like right, Derek, do it, say it. Oh, I don't like this.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
No,
if you're gonna make a message in it. Okay, let's take X-Men for example. X-Men has been one of those controversial shows since the beginning
because it's basically PC in origin. It's supposed to be PC. That's the whole thing. X-Men are the metaphor for racism in the 60s.
Exactly. And the more we look at it, we see all races united against the freaking X-Men. But look at the X-Men. We have a variety of them. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, etc., etc. The list goes on. But the biggest thing was they were oppressed, and you had one side being extreme and going to high hell water, kill everyone, and reset the world, Magneto, and make them bow down. That was the other thing. And we got Charles, who just wants to go through the official means and go, okay, Congress, I see you are terrified of what we can do. I could dig into people's heads. I could wipe everyone's memories in this room of everything. I get why you are extremely upset about this, but let's come to an agreement. Let's come up with a plan. Don't go to extremes.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's I couldn't have said it better myself.
And that's all it should be. Don't go to extremes.
Yeah, by the way, I have to say, adding on to that, if they manage to fuck up the new X-Men show, a story that is supposed to be PC in a good way, like PC done right, if they find a way to fuck that up, how?
I don't know. I'm probably going to go watch it.
And what's worse, they're probably gonna. It's looking like that so far.
I mean, they already ruined. What's the name?
Rogue.
Rogue. They already ruined her. So
they ruined Storm and everybody else too.
I generally think like this is like X-Men. Obviously, I grew up watching it. I really enjoyed it. My first like Marvel crush before Black Cat was Rogue. Like I had a massive thing for Rogue. Loved the accent, loved the character, I loved her storyline. The fact is that if they do fuck this up, I guarantee this will be like I think most people will just go, we're done with this. Like, we're done with all these remakes. We're not going to watch. We're not going to support anymore. And I think that Disney needs to kind of like pull something out their ass and be like, right, we don't need to listen to activists. We don't need to listen to woke. We just want to hire people that know it and get them to really, really like work on it, because all this does is it destroys their money. Like, can you imagine you spend like say $10 million on this whole new X-Men like 97, and like you don't get that return, you don't get people buying the product, and you go, why? And people go, oh well, it's because this happened, you've changed this, you've done that, this doesn't work. And they just go, man, we really need to work on this.
And that is how a company goes broke. If that's the direction the new X-Men show goes, it's going to fail.
Yeah. Someone said that if Deadpool 3 bombs, that's it with Marvel. Like, there's nothing that you can do, because they've already scrapped, I think, like the Miss Marvel 3. They've already scrapped some other shows and movies and stuff like that. And it's like, why does this keep happening? Like, can you imagine you're sitting in your office and then someone comes in and goes, excuse me, sir, I just want to give you like our losses. And you go, okay, let's have a look. Why we lost like $18 billion? Oh, we lost them all in the films and we lost them all in this. So how did we lose this? And you go watch it and go, holy shit, what the fuck did I sign off on? Why the fuck is Kevin doing this? Why is that director doing it? Fucking why? I'd fucking bust balls. Like, I would go down to that film set. I'd be like, get me the fuck over there. pull him in the meeting and go, "What the fuck are you doing?"
And
Are we still talking about Sweet Baby Inc. or just like PC
Just
culture?
Marvel, everything, anything that goes down to the wokeness and stuff like that.
And of course, we got to look at the fans, and we've touched on this, I believe, last week or the week before. Should we put it to the fans? Scyther Inc., who does the X-Men audio drama, the Power Rangers audio drama, Carl does it in such a way that is very, very faithful to the comics, but also takes his own little spin on things.
Mm-hmm.
But with all good video games and the insanity, we gotta talk. We gotta talk about Battlefront. We've got to talk about Star Wars.
So what is going on there?
Some good news in the Star Wars world, actually, if we're going with Star Wars. The Rogue Squadron movie is a go.
Cool.
Yeah,
I know nothing about this, by the way.
I thought that was already out. Okay, so
that's going to be on Disney Plus?
Yeah, let me talk about the Patty Jenkins is the one who's going to be directing it. She also directed the 2 Wonder Woman movies. First one, good. Second, not good, but enjoyable. And like, and her, I think it was her dad or her grandfather was a fighter pilot. And she herself is very passionate about Star Wars. She's been wanting to do the Rogue Squadron movie for a very long time. This could be good. There is I mean, she sounds like the right kind of person to be in charge of the project, and Rogue Squadron is something that would be great. So that could be some hope for Star Wars fans out there.
yeah, fair enough. We'll see where it goes.
We cannot say the same about Battlefront Classic Collection.
And I don't care what people say. Battlefront Collection is probably one of the best remakes we have gotten in a while since Resident Evil 4, for the sake fact of no microtransactions, no stupid online play. It is just brutal, and I completely forgot how bad the AI is
But
in the first game.
didn't they release it and it was absolutely like dog water, because the graphics were really, really bad and you couldn't play the game on the server. Like, that's what it was all for. I've only seen something very small about it.
Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, I definitely agree with Ty that there are good things about the Classic Collection, but for the most part, it's a disappointment. I mean, better textiles, but that's something modders can do for free. Galactic Conquest still fucking slaps. The online server is awful. It's horrible.
I haven't tried the online yet.
Oh my god, you're lagging all over the place. Your sight and your aim are way off, especially if you play as a hero. Like, when you try playing heroes, it's awful. Like, you're just you go all over the place and none of your hits stick. But like, the other character will be just standing there, and all of a sudden you're Maya wa no Shindue, and you're glitched out of existence, glitched into the netherworld.
Now, the sad part about why people are bitching about that, yeah, it's going to have bugs. It just released not even, 3 days ago? They're probably going to release patches and stuff to
When
fix
did that become acceptable, though? I mean, like, why don't you just... It kind of feels like a scam. Why don't you just release a good game from the get-go? Like, give us a finished fucking product.
Yeah, exactly. I know,
because that's how these companies do, though.
Yeah, we can wait. We can wait for the finished product. We're patient like that.
Yeah, but
well, go ahead.
So I was going to say, if it's from the original game, then you've already got more of the baseline. Yeah, you update the textures, you do a lot of different things, but you just kind of go, well, we can wait. Like, yeah, just fucking release it. Like, I'm getting sick and tired. This is the reason why I don't buy many brand new games, because it's like, oh, well, you've got a day one patch. And it's just like, why the fuck are you releasing it? Like, people can wait for this little shit, but you've already got the game originally that you're just upscaling, you're making better. Like, just fix all the shit before release.
I feel all the games are being rushed through now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we've seen that with tons of games. Even AAAs.
They don't give you good quality no more. like we used to have back in the day. Everything was a time frame thing, but now everything is like, oh, we got to release it because the people gonna buy it, people gonna play it, and we're gonna get the money. That's how it is.
But still, it's gonna be the best one. It is way better than the EA games that we got.
Yeah,
I do not care. Like, I've been waiting for a remake of Battlefront, and I'm completely satisfied with what we got, regardless of online play.
Who Battlefront right now?
I think it'll get better, but like I still think they completely fucked up what should have been an easy win if they just made sure it was finished and bug free.
Wait, they released a game, a Battlefront, and it wasn't good.
They released the Battlefront Classic Collection, and it's just so completely not finished.
Oh, that's why I couldn't play it on Xbox. Yeah, they released it on Xbox Game Pass a long time ago.
The online
play.
Long time ago, it just came out on the 14th.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Xbox probably had all of them, unless there was the old one. But anyway, I couldn't
probably
play
got the old EA games.
Oh, probably was that then. I just know I couldn't play it, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'll go play Watch Dogs." So I ended up playing Watch Dogs because I couldn't play it.
Yeah, I know it came out on the PC and both of the recent PlayStations. Yeah, it did come out on Xbox Series. Yeah, Xbox Series XS and Xbox One.
I have not messed with Xbox in a while. I'd rather play PC.
I do want to get the Series S1 at some point. I hear it's better than Series SX, my bad, because I hear it's better than One. Did you guys ever try the Xbox One?
I've got the first one.
It became worth more as like a streaming deck than as a video game console eventually. It was just you watch Netflix on it and that was it.
The only reason I would get it is for my Rare collection, which I can't even play anymore. I don't even see it on my account. I don't, because your PC is supposed to be glorified. The next Xbox, so to speak. I don't see that happening anytime soon. But yeah, I do not like how they're shitting on Battlefront because, to be honest, the EA games were way worse. My biggest complaint is they took out story mode for Battlefront 2. But at the same time, make your own stories with Galactic Conquest.
You're talking about the remakes that EA did, right?
Oh, I'm talking about the classic collection that we got. If I boot it up here.
Because the original Battlefront and Battlefront 2, great. 2 especially, one of the best games ever. The remakes of 1 and 2 sucked at first, but second one got amazing. And it's just a classic collection remake. Man, bad start.
Well, here's what killed the the 2 EA games. You were forced to online play. You could not play it single player. Even with story mode, if you were not connected to the online play, it would kick you out of the game. If you did not have Xbox Game Pass, nope, sorry, you can't play our game.
Oh, wow.
Jeez. That's it's the same as like microtransactions and getting rid of like just making everything with gaming online only. Like if you can't play with if you don't have an internet connection, you're fucked.
Yeah, I always hate that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there are games that I've wanted to play offline because I always think like, what happens if your internet goes down, or what happens if suddenly like you can't connect, your box is broken, whatever, and you just can't play.
You're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, and it's like, man, I really want to play that really cool game, and it's just like, nope, not allowed. You have to be online because we have to monitor your series. We have to monitor it. Yes, we've got one more person playing this game. You're like, come on, man, like, fucking sort it out.
Yeah, and that's a deal breaker for me. This is why I get physical media.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you spending $50-$60 on that anime when you can just watch it for $10 a month? Why would I pay $10 a month when oh look, that A, it's a waste of money. B, I can watch it whenever I want, not giving a damn. And 3, I don't have to have internet connection to watch it.
Right.
If you're watching, yeah, that's completely different. But I think when it comes to certain games, even if you've got physical copy, like sometimes either needs an update, which obviously you can cancel, but some physical copies need you to be connected online to it. So it just depends. Like if I pulled out a game,
Oh, that's true. That's true.
yeah, like if I pulled out say Kingdom Hearts 3 and it was like on the back says always requires an internet connection, there's no way I'm going to play it. But if I pull out something like say Yu-Gi-Oh! Kingdoms of the Duelist or whatever PS1 game, I know I don't have to be online because it's literally there. So I think it's weird.
Plus,
like,
you own it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another way to own an asset. When you own when you have digital, it could be taken away at any time.
Yeah, which I think it was EA or Bungie that has come out and said gamers need to
It wasn't Bungie. Hang on a sec.
No, it was wasn't it Ubisoft?
Yeah, Ubisoft. They're not even a good game. Who are they to talk? They're not even a good company.
Yeah, I think what it is like they're trying. It's like this. I think games companies, what they're doing is they're trying to force you to do it. Like, when everyone it's like the whole DVD to Blu-ray, hey, you got VHS? Well, get the DVD. We're now focusing on that, phasing this thing out. Oh, look at, you got DVD. Now we're on Blu-ray, so we're going to get rid of that. And then whatever comes out after, as you got streaming now, get rid of Blu-ray. And it's these things like when it comes to like Xboxes, they put it into your mind of like, hey, do you want to buy the new PS5? What we'll do is we'll do you a deal. We'll drop it by $100 to $200, but you don't have a physical media slot. What you will have, though, is an expanded hard drive, so you can download all these games and you can play it. And plus, if you don't have space, you've got them all ready to play later on. There you go. That's what you've got right there, isn't it? They'll do that, and then all of a sudden people be like, well, I'm going to take that game off it. Final Fantasy Rebirth, gone off the server. You spent $60-$70, boom, that's all gone.
Yeah, they get you with convenience. That's how they hit you.
Yeah, exactly.
Collecting physical media is harder, but it's worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Someone said is like they would rather have a game that has 0.1 build of the game. It's the finished game. It just doesn't have all the bugs are still there, but at least you've got a copy of that game. If your console breaks, or if again, when I had a Wii, not actually a piss, but when I had a Wii, I bought a ton of games from like Nintendo. I bought like Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Super Mario World 3, all these games that I bought. And they weren't like cheap; they were quite a normal price. But then when I bought
$5 to $10 a game or something like that,
probably
sometimes
a lot more. Probably a lot more over here. But then when I updated to a Switch or something, when I was selling my Wii, it was like, yeah, that's gone. You can't transfer those games across. So Nintendo got free money out of me. Probably the same thing as like if I go to the next Switch console, those games that I've bought on the Switch may not transfer across. So I'm now wasting money to a game that I've sold my Switch, so I've got no way of playing these games.
Yeah, and that's why I went back and bought a PS3 because I wanted a Tales game. And I found a PS3 at a nice price. I rebought Tales of Xillia, and I'm enjoying the crap out of it. But I also have my other PS3 games I can access, which is nice. But I have to go back a generation or two to play those games. They haven't been updated. And dear God, if I want to get Godzilla on PS4, I have to spend over $250 to get.
Yeah, but
yep.
Is Yeah, but is it something that you actually need to play? Because it'll be one of those things of either you'll see it in a thrift store or a charity shop, and you'll go, "I'm going to buy that." It's only like $5 or something like that.
It's
I not spent $200 on no Xbox game. Not that. When I can go to the website, get it for $50.
I mean, if this is a classic game that you can't get anywhere, you're going to spend a good amount of money for it.
If you can find specific games, go for it.
But they got most of the Xbox games on the Xbox Game Pass. You get $50. Not most of them. Well, some of them on Steam too, though. Some of them on Steam too. I don't know you got a Steam account, but it's on there too.
Right.
I mean, I see the whole thing of like, say, like Evolution 2 is a game that I've got for the Dreamcast. Holy shit! Okay, honestly, when that game was really hard to get hold of, and obviously you can't buy it now, but it was selling like on eBay for like I think $500-$600 or pounds, and that's something that I would say, okay, that's worth the money spending on. But if Godzilla's out and it's on a PS3 game, it'll be around at some point that you just have to jump on it if it's the right price.
True.
Yeah. Well, depends on, right? Because Godzilla 2000 game out too. That's old too. What? That's on PlayStation, I believe. But I'm just using that for example. So if you saw something, you snatch and grab that shit quick.
Yeah, just grab it.
They just like wrestling game, man. If you see WWE SmackDown Volume 1 on the PlayStation, PS1 one, what are you gonna do? The wrestling fans gonna grab that shit.
Yeah, I think if it's a super hard game to kind of just really you're not able to find, then I'd just grab it as fast as you can. If someone's going to grab it, bam, elbow to the face, fucking run off with it. Yeah, but that's my game now, and then just like slam it on the table. I'm buying this.
But thank God I got emulators.
Yeah, that's why there was a few games that were like that. I'm like, do I really want it? Look up the price. Yep. Only one. Damn it.
See that emulator would save your money, so you get it for free. You just download it into your computer for free. You can play it with you attach your game, your Xbox or your PlayStation controller with the wires into your computer and play it.
Yeah. Physical media, though, I mean, like, it's not only does it ensure that it's yours, but it means you've got an asset that could accumulate in value that you could sell in the future. It's a win. It's more effort, but it's a win in so many ways.
Right. And way this technology is nowadays, like it's everyday updating.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't want to live in a world where we own nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got to make sure we own shit.
Yeah, I mean, even like say looking online now, for like Skies of Arcadia that was on the Dreamcast. Like when that game came out over here in the UK, that was like what? Let's say it was £20, £30, but looking at a sealed copy of Skies of Arcadia, it goes for £1,000. Like if I had a sealed copy of that game, I could easily just go, there you go, because someone will obviously want to buy it, and then I'm £1,000 richer of buying a small game. Or like sometimes if you go to like a thrift store or charity shop and you find something so small and you go, oh, that's really cool, and then you sell it online, like it could be worth fucking like more money than anything. So it does, like, things will accumulate in value. Look at Yu-Gi-Oh cards or trading card games as well.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, like one card. I think I pulled one card from it. I spent £1.59 on a Yu-Gi-Oh pack, and I got like the ultimate rare, and I sold it for like 50-60 quid. I was like, there we go. Yeah, it's accumulated in value.
Yeah, trading cards can get really expensive really quick, especially with Magic going into these stupid chase cards.
Yeah.
I fucking wish I'd like kept my Pokemon cards in mint condition when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so do I.
I'd be a multimillionaire by now, probably.
Same. Good lord, man.
Those cards still gave us a fun childhood, though.
Oh dear
It
God.
is what it is.
The fucking nostalgia.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, like, someone goes like, if you had a time machine, what would you do? And someone goes like, oh, I'd go and get priceless artifacts. I'd be like, no, I'm going back to the 90s. I am going to be buying all the fucking Pokemon boxes and Yu-Gi-Oh boxes and Magic the Card Gathering boxes.
Like, yes.
I'm going to buy all of them, and then going to come back in time and be like, mint in box, sealed, 10 grand, 30 grand. I'd be
Yes.
rolling. Here's the receipt as well, so it's official.
All my old Pokemon miniatures. I want this back.
It would just work. You know, all those things that a kid like, oh, I've opened this. No, keep it sealed.
Dude.
Or just like bury it.
Speaking of Pokemon stuff.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, something like that. Can you imagine just like having like 20 of them and then just selling them online?
Dude, still sealed in box. This is worth 400 alone.
I'd start investing early if I had a time machine. Like, don't you ever have one of, like, I kind of questioned if I'd had any like deeper things I want to do with a time machine, but I'm just like, no, just go make more money.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Hi, are you Bill Gates? Yeah, I am. I'm a really big fan of what you've been doing. I haven't done anything, but what you're going to do, you're going to be the most amazing person. I want to buy shares in your company.
Yeah, mom,
company is just based out of my house.
Trust
me, your company is going to be huge.
Yeah. But then what I would do is I'd go, hey, Steve Jobs or the person at Apple, how you doing? I really just want to invest in you as well. Like, here is all the capital that you need to start this off. Oh, that's perfect. That's amazing. That's literally it. We can now fund Apple. Yeah, just give me all these shares. And that way, all the companies, all the investments.
Right.
Netflix.
Lord.
How are you doing? Oh, I see that you're doing something great. Let me put some investment in yours.
Shoot, I wish I still had my old cards. So, bro, I could have bought like 2 houses and like 3 cars with this. With the stuff I had.
I'm sure a lot of our collections would have been like that. Like, I pulled a foiled Jace the Mind Sculptor when I first started Magic.
Nice.
I traded it for a starter kit. And I shouldn't have. That was my first mistake.
And what was the name of this card? Jace the Mind Sculptor?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up. Jace the Mind Sculptor price. Oh, Jesus.
We're about to turn this show into the Mad Money of video games.
Pretty much. Shoot, right now, that thing is worth, and this is used right now. That thing is worth like $600 used.
Are you looking on TCG?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like TCG, eBay, all that stuff, right? Like TCG is selling it for basically like $250 for TCG.
Do you know what I would do? I would go back to Magic the Gathering days, and I would be like, I want a grade 10 Black Lotus card. And literally the highest one on here is like $11,500. And I'd just be like, I have 30 of them. And then I would sell them at different intervals in time. So no one goes like, oh man, he's got like loads of them. I'd just be like, oh, I'm selling one tomorrow. Oh, I've got the money. I'm going to sell one in like a couple of years' time. More money.
Yeah, I don't know where you're looking up on TCG, but the lowest
on eBay. I'm looking on eBay.
Jace the Mind Sculptor alt art around $250. The cheapest $18.99.
Oh wow!
So,
but anyway, before we start looking up and chatting out,
we go down this rabbit hole?
Yeah. Do we have another topic?
Let's see what is on the list.
Yo, we lost.
Oh yeah. The TikTok ban.
Buried.
The TikTok ban. Okay.
Did we lose anything of worth? No. Is it a blatant First Amendment violation? Yeah.
I would say yes. People do lose it because I think what I don't like is like America is trying to ban stuff when you have so many more problems that you could easily fix that need more attention than banning someone doing a dance or whatever. But what I think is when I was looking at Congress, like the thing where they were talking to, I think Shao, the guy who's the CEO of TikTok or the American branch, whatever. Like the amount of times that they try to get him on a thing where he's like, "So where are you from?" He's like, "Oh, I'm from Singapore." "So are you Chinese?" "No, I'm Singaporean." And it's just like they just want to badger it. They want him to say, "Yes, I am a part of China, and I am part." They got you, see, that. But what I didn't like is the fact is that even if they're trying to ban it, like, oh, it's spying on you or whatever, you have American businesses. Like I think it's 18% or 10% of America makes up all of TikTok. So it's not huge at all. And I just don't like the fact that if your business is online and you're using TikTok to say, look at this product that I've got, or you're trying to promote it, or you're making money from it, I don't like the fact that that's now being taken away. I feel like that is absolute shit.
And I do, since we just now moved topics, while I was talking to her, I can understand the reasoning behind the TikTok ban, but I do agree with you that a lot of people rely on TikTok. Some people get their livelihoods from TikTok.
Oh yeah,
right.
I
I mean,
mean,
it's like at this
a lot
point,
of
it's
small
all
businesses, for
about
example.
a control thing. That's what it is at this point.
Yeah.
Well,
But the thing is, they did not ban Meta. They are Our government is totally fine with Meta selling our data to other countries. But just because they have a problem with China getting our data, no, bullshit. There are a lot. I think what happened is there are probably a lot of alternative news sources they want to shut down because they can't have their propaganda arm that is CNN, MSNBC, and Fox getting interrupted or contradicted.
Right.
It just irritates me because, again, as you brought up a good point, like Meta, like what will stop say Mark Zuckerberg if say someone from like they're scared of like China or anything coming over there and he goes like, okay, if you slip me a couple of mil, I'll give you this. Here's the floppy disk to get all the back end passwords and stuff, so you can do this. Like it puts a lot of power. But I think because I've seen this going around TikTok and I kind of agree with it, is that say for example Meta buys TikTok, you have an algorithm, you have a website, you have everything that's completely different. And they'll go, right, we'll add this to Meta, we'll add this to Instagram, but we'll then take the fact is that, this person gets $20 billion, we'll take that and drop them down to, they'll get 10 cents a month. So that money that they got, that goes straight into our company, but that person doesn't get it. And it's like, you're taking money from businesses, you're taking money from people that have this as a career.
You're shutting the door for people who could have made it as TikTokers too.
Yeah. But
now, looking at the actual bill and what it's related to, at least on this, it's more for federal agencies. But it passed the actual bill passed. Both parties here were in agreement that TikTok needed to be banned. That's a terrifying thing. Both parties are in agreement.
They're all free market, but then they're like, "Oh, ban that thing I don't like."
Yeah, but I think like the one thing is I think that if you're going to ban this through the Senate, through Congress, and whatever, they have to know exactly what TikTok is. Because if you look back at when they did that original thing, even with Meta as well, with Facebook, they knew nothing about it. Like they don't even know that the difference between China and Singapore. And then when you get pressed about it, like when you watch it, it's literally it's like your grandparents, or your parents going like, how do you turn the light on with this? Like, how do I send a text? That's the level that they don't like. Obviously they know how to send text, but those people don't know how the ins and outs of technology work. They're scared of like, oh my God, like it says it might be from China and I don't like that, so I'm banning it. Like I would say, like, if you want this banned, you have to understand how this works. not turn around and say, if I put a picture of me dancing, will that go to some Chinese man going, oh, I like that? It's not going to.
That's one of the problems. That's one of the problems of living in a gerontocracy, because these are people who are never going to be fully caught up with the times, who are almost certainly not going to know how the technology of our time works, and yet they're the ones making decisions about what should happen with technology.
Yeah, exactly. These are also the people, and I hate to bring this up. This is a big thing. Is you have like with guns and stuff like that. You have more shootings than anyone, and yet they just go thoughts and prayers, and they don't go, let's try and make this safe. They just go, no, let's ban the evil app that some person's dancing on and making money. Like, you're not even.
They need that precious military industrial complex, just like Sweet Baby Inc. needs racism.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is like everyone is so hand in hand about banning TikTok because you put in your data of like, oh man, I looked at sponges today. China's like, oh, okay, sponges, sell them more sponges. It just doesn't make sense to me. It infuriates me. And yeah, I would have had something in going, you need to understand how TikTok works and you need to ask proper questions rather than just the Wi-Fi guy, what was it? He went on about something like he just knew nothing, and he went something about so how does TikTok connect to the internet? How does it connect to my internet? And the guy went, oh, it's done by your router, but how do I know it's not connected to the internet? And I was just like, the fuck are you even doing, mate? Like, you don't even know how a phone connects to it. Yet, you have like Apple, you have Samsung devices, Android that are made in China, but you're happy enough to use them. Like,
my whole thinking by reading on this, because I've read the bill, I have it pulled up, and everything. They are worried about people's accounts being taken over by China. Okay, fine, whatever. I agree with you. Do guns need some limits? Yes, probably. But at the same time, it's like, how do you balance this out to where everyone is okay with? They're wanting them to sell TikTok to probably Meta and just go, okay, you can still have it. Just sell it to Meta to regulate it through a U.S. company so we can regulate the data being used.
Or better yet, pass a law that prevents any program from collecting unnecessary data.
Yeah.
And that's what I think was the biggest issue, because I think they tried to do something similar to this a couple years ago with Trump in office. Yes, I said with Trump in office, and everyone shut down.
But here's the thing, like, okay, so first of all, you sell TikTok to a company. America is 10 or 18% of what the app is, and there are over 1 billion people using it. So effectively, you're turning around saying, to continue working, you have to sell it to us. We have to own it. So, but then it will just be like, it will literally be taken apart and it will be sold and it will be fucked up, because look at how, like, say Twitter has gone or how YouTube is or whatever. As soon as you kind of like take that and go, right, we're now destroying this, what you can do, you're going to limit people anyway. You're taking away freedom of speech because one company has it. And then two, the fact is, oh man, I completely lost my train of thought. The fact is that, what about your data given to American companies? Isn't that this? What's the difference between China having it and then saying like America having it?
Because only our government's allowed to illegally spy on us,
and they want control.
That's it. It's all about control. That's all it is.
Yeah, power and control.
Control and money, man.
Yeah.
If U.S. ain't got hands on it, they're gonna bitch about it, cry about it.
Yeah, I had a government teacher in high school once tell me if both parties agree on something, it's probably bad for us.
Well, there was a senator or something like that, or a representative was actually on TikTok, and he uses it to reach people. He has maybe 18 million people, and then he voted against it. He was like, I vote for the ban. And then he was like, I'm so sorry, but this is my reason. I was like, no, you said no to this ban because you wanted to, you don't want it, but you built your platform on this. But also, if this does get banned, you're taking money away from Americans.
Even dumbass Biden got on there. He just got on there, but he wants to sign it.
Yeah, he does, and that makes no sense because, when I hear stuff like American businesses, families need money, they need to do this, blah blah blah.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Yeah, but you're taking away all these people. That's it. The Congress people and stuff, for the federal stuff, they all get work phones. So do not have it. Ban that and say, okay, if you have it, if you're working in government, you are not allowed to have TikTok, a personal or business account. You are not allowed it whatsoever, and state that, and then fire them or fine them if they do decide to download it. You get around that.
Yeah. So this is coming straight from the bill. Section 2. National security and research expectations, exceptions of law enforcement activities, national security interests and activities, and security research, and for any authorized use of covered application under exception requirements for agencies to develop and document risk migration actions for use. So, by the looks of it, they want to assess TikTok and see what risks it has on people, is my understanding of it.
So
I wish an actual lawyer would cover this already. Not many people do.
But what just gets me is the fact that you're limiting a lot of different things now. They don't want maybe people like police or fire or whatever being kind of recorded on TikTok and then put out there because it makes people look bad. But the fact is, all these people that work in, as I said before, federal, government, whatever, even law enforcement or public services, just have them so they can't have TikTok. But then again, when the US loses billions, because again, even if that money's coming in from wherever, America or companies, you're losing. You're not having that money put back into your economy to make it grow and make things look better. If I was being paid 10 grand a month by whatever, and suddenly that was taken away, I'd be like, what am I meant to do? You've just taken my form of income away from me that I can't do anything. And it's so frustrating that your people in Congress and stuff like that just don't know, can't figure this out. And yet it's on American soil as well. It's American servers that all your data is being sent to. It just makes no sense.
Now, the flip side to all of this, too, we do got the whole, I'm just going to use TikTok to, quote-unquote, expose fanatics, or the bad cops are just doing their jobs, or the people are basically using TikTok to record people and put it out there.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you have sometimes people that go to the extreme, people that are filming pranks. You have law enforcement that may decide to beat the shit out of someone or shoot someone on site or whatever. Yeah. And the thing is that without this sort of thing that you can then whip out and go record, oh, sorry, my body cam was off. Oh shit, I forgot to hit record. It wasn't doing it, or tape over it. It's these things that are catching people out completely. There is some stupid shit on there, and there are say really wank things as well. But what I just don't get is why are you banning it? Because someone else will just come along and develop the same sort of thing. I'm going to stick it on a YouTube short, or I'm going to record this and I'm going to put it on another form of platform. Just banning TikTok makes no sense whatsoever. And doing it on the scared, again, Meta, why aren't they being looked into? Shit, my data's being sent to China, or my thing's being sent to Japan or Australia or whatever. I don't feel safe. Where's Meta's ban? Oh, it infuriates me a bit.
I think they should have been more broad with the bill itself, what it covers and everything. I mean, I went directly to the government website to find that stuff. So, again, it's one of those, you really need to, they need to brighten make it really.
Doesn't Meta give our data to China too? I thought they did.
I think they do.
Yeah.
Why not them? I mean, are they just too big to fail, or do they see TikTok going in a direction they didn't like?
It's probably because loads of people like TikTok is one of the biggest search engines. It's overtaking Google apparently and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're just scared because they don't understand. Like when you hear TikTok, you know, sometimes your mind goes to what stupid things done, what dances are they? But then it's because I reckon it is a Chinese company that owns this, and it's like we don't want our data to go there. But I guarantee if you watch Biden or Trump or whatever, they've probably sold secrets. They've probably sold stuff to China.
They both flip-flopped mad on TikTok. It was weird. It is weird.
Yeah, it's just.
I don't think it's going nowhere though. I really think it ain't going nowhere.
Maybe the other companies have blackmail material on the senators or the governors somewhat.
Right.
Yeah. Anything could be on TikTok, it seems, and I think they want to regulate that. Maybe.
Wait, TikTok they say they're not selling it.
Yeah, and again, they want their. They and again, power and control. They want their propaganda arms to deliver the news, and more people were getting their news from TikTok.
Right, right. The actual real source news.
It definitely makes me scared for the future of YouTube, because a lot of people get news from YouTube as well, and they have tried to shut the door for new YouTubers. They've tried to regulate the site into the ground basically, and eventually one of those missiles is going to hit. It's only a matter of
they're gonna get TikTok first though, and then they're gonna aim for YouTube, because YouTube got lots of shit.
Well, YouTube's already hitting a lot of commentators.
Well, I mean, YouTube they can easily demonetize you and get rid of your account, but look at how the dislike. They can easily do what they want, but look at how the reason why the dislike button disappeared, or you can't see how many dislikes there are, is because Disney got one of their films got absolutely disliked on it. One call to YouTube, to Susan at the time, and Disney were like, "Look, we don't like the fact that your the Marvels or Captain Marvel or the Avengers or whatever got such a low thumbs down rate. We don't like that. If you don't fix that or take that away, we're pulling all the advertisement away." And they fucking listened. They're like, okay. And then it was like, some creators don't like the fact that they see dislikes on their video. It makes them feel really, really depressed. So we've decided to take that away. But you can still see how many dislikes this video has got in the studio. And it's like, bitch, I don't give a shit if my video's got 1,000 dislikes and 3 up likes. At least someone out there goes, this is a shit video to watch. And then they can just see it. And I'm just like, man, you're just fucking bowing to these companies.
And that's also a problem too.
Yeah.
Bowing to companies is not a good idea.
I mean, look at also how Twitter's going to be. Elon's going to be taking away the heart, the I like this feature, or the how many views this has got. So you can't effectively see. And it's just stop messing with these things because you think it's a good idea. It doesn't work. People need this interaction. To see it. I can see it from a side of oh shit, I posted a tweet, why hasn't it got a 2 trillion likes? Where I can see all this, but it just doesn't work, and it's so fucking frustrating. Sorry, I'm going on rants because I just get angry at this subject.
No, you're good, man. We're all in a rant mood today.
I expected more rants.
I say it like this: if you're gonna ban TikTok, don't ban it from people that use it for businesses and stuff like that, because everyone has their needs to make money, and I'm kind of on the fence when it comes to this whole ban of TikTok thing. I say ban it for certain reasons, but don't ban it for other reasons. So I'm kind of on the hypocritical end of it. But I say if you're gonna try to control TikTok, at least ban the weirdos that use TikTok. At least ban them, get them off it.
That's not gonna happen.
I mean, it's not, but still,
I'm on TikTok every day. That's not gonna happen. Ban them. They trolls, man. They ain't gonna ban. They trolls on every app, man. That's not
right.
I hope TikTok.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
What I'm wondering is, can you use a VPN to access TikTok anyway?
I
You probably could.
With the TikTok Studio, yes, it's the VPN settings on there.
That okay?
I think some people looked into it, and I think it's a yay and nay thing. I think that if you're uploading, you can't, but you can view it. Like you can view TikToks on a page and stuff if you use a VPN. I think that's roughly about it.
According to some of my
TikTok
work,
Studio has it, so.
But
they've
you
been
can still do it through the site on your laptop or something.
no, they've been sending out invitations to have your phones being hacked to watch and do TikToks.
Oh,
This
wow.
is TikTok.
Wait, repeat that again.
Sending out invites to people who go, okay, let the government ban it. Here's an invite to TikTok specifically for your phones.
Wow.
So you can bypass all the government regulations.
Oh, I need that invite, man. Shit.
Oh, I knew that was coming 100%. Oh, you don't like the government? Okay, here's a bypass for the government.
But I know that if that starts happening, I think people, not you in general, but like say Apple or or Android or whoever, like Samsung, as well as like internet companies, if they find that you can access TikTok, then they get fined. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to put a massive ban on everything, because it's something like from $500 to $5,000 per person. So if you imagine that, like AT&T and all that are going to be like, oh, hell's no, fuck that shit.
Yeah, but if they ban TikTok, that means Apple can stop. Everything will stop. Then with China, then
it will only be in America though. So like anyone outside of America can still do it. But effectively, what it just means is, like, if you imagine if you're making 10 grand and that's per month from it, and then all of a sudden it's just like disappears, that money is just going to go to other creators, and it's going to go to people in Europe and in Europe or whatever, and it's just a massive fucking ball ache for it. It's just like it's just taking money away from people as well as exposure for businesses.
And that's going to create a January 6th again. Like you know what happened last time at White House? They're going to create that shit again.
And it's going to be both parties.
Yes.
See, this is what I reckon is going to happen, though. So obviously, obviously you want to keep TikTok. If, say, for example, you've got Trump and Biden, and Trump loves China, so what he's going to turn around, and this would be a foolish thing not to, and I hope he doesn't do this anyway. If I am elected, I will bring back TikTok. Then you have all those Americans that are like, that go, I don't want to vote for Trump, but he's going to make sure it comes in, and as if he does it as well, that means that people will just follow him. If Biden, and I know Biden's going to ban it, if Biden was to say, no, if this comes on my desk, I'm not going to sign it, I guarantee more people would vote for him. But he said
he already said he's going to sign. He already said it.
Yeah, he is. So it's fucked. So if Trump says, yeah, I will make sure TikTok is unbanned.
Yeah, and he lost all his damn votes after that. After he said he's going to sign that.
Yeah.
Well, it really all depends on what's going to be the biggest political topic of the year. So far, it's this.
I think Trump's going to win it this year. I hate to say it.
As much as I hate to say it, I think he'll win it if he's in power. But I also think that because he's had so many problems, and he's had fines, he's had jail time, whatever, I don't think he should be able to run, because I think that's something that you should be able to. If you're indicted, you're all this, no, like an instant no, because it just shows that you can get away with fucking anything then.
Well, here's the thing, and this is why I have such a problem with this. Yeah, he was indicted. You're going through the lawsuits. Oh, look, he just got acquitted. Oh, look, he was impeached. They acquitted him. Where's the problem? You go through the lawsuits. If you're not allowed to tell your side of the story, then what's the point of the lawsuits?
The fact is, you can still tell these sides of stories, but because
no, I'm showing you down right there. And that's exactly what happened to Trump. Simple as that.
Yeah, but I think that if you've had all these sorts of problems, all these things that have come out, you shouldn't be able to run whatsoever because, if like he does get like say one of these lawsuits do go through or something else comes up. I mean, for God's sakes, the guy had and Biden as well. So I'm not just loving Trump, but they had like official documents that were top secret that were put in Trump's bathroom or whatever. Like you're stealing effectively. You're taking proper. Legal and top secret stuff.
So that's bullshit because okay, I'm gonna hand you this message that always passes on through president to president. No one else can see it. Oh, we want to see that note. Here's a subpoena for that note. No, that was president to president.
No, I'm not
only president to president.
I'm not talking about the. I'm not talking about the letter that Obama left to Trump and then Trump left to Biden. I'm talking about top secret documents that
are under presidential reign through the Presidential Act. Clinton.
Okay. So I'm going to admit I'm a little. I haven't really been reading up on this story, so I might be a little hazy on this. Wasn't he supposed to give those documents back when he was no longer president?
Yeah.
Specific documents. The ones he had at Mar-a-Lago were his under the Presidential Act.
Okay, so I'm looking at a photo and it has, let's say, more than 20 full boxes of papers and stuff like that. I'm sorry, but if that's presidential paper and that's stuff you see, he should have given that all back, not kept it and hidden it in a bathroom or somewhere around the house. What I'm saying is, it's like if, say, you work at a pizza restaurant, if you were given the top secret to cheese, special cheese or a special dough or sauce, whatever, that made that pizza that no one had and you had it, then you left the company and you still had it in your house. And they're like, where's that recipe? And you're like, oh, well, I used to work at a pizzeria. I'm absolutely fine. I could have it, but I now work for the other side or I work for another thing. You shouldn't have these documents. You're meant to hand them back and go, there you go. Because why would you need them? Effectively, why would you need all these documents that you're no longer.
Why does Obama need them? Why does Clinton need them? Why do all these other people need them as well? They took documents home. Why are they going after Trump? Because he is a threat to society. Guess what? Every other president has done it.
He's a threat to their establishment.
So.
Yeah. For the record, that being said, I still don't want Trump back as my president, even though it looks like that's what's going to happen.
I really do not care at this point. I don't care if Trump gets in. I don't care if Biden gets in. Someone's going to bitch and moan, start a riot, and it's going to happen.
The only good ending to an election between those two is if the pits of hell open up and swallow them both.
Exactly, and that's how I'm running this. Is I don't care. People are just going to bitch to bitch. Yeah. Oh, Trump took this. Well, Biden did this. Well, Trump did this. Biden did this. Just shut the fuck up. Neither party is looking out for the American people.
Yeah, the uniparty. The Democrats stopped being a different party the moment they started taking corporate funding. Blue tie, red tie, who gives a shit? They all work for the same bosses.
And it's to fuck over the American people.
Pretty much.
So the rich can steal, so the 1% can keep stealing the country, basically.
Yeah, I mean that's much. They're always going to steal, but it says here, claim former President Barack Obama took 30 million documents, many of them classified, to Chicago upon leaving the White House. AP's reading from AP News. False. Obama administration records are exclusively held and maintained by the National Archives Record Administration. The federal agency confirmed on Friday, this was whenever, millions of unclassified documents were transferred after Obama left office to the NARA facility in Chicago, but neither Obama's personal foundation nor the facility set to house his presidential memorabilia have control over those papers. So he gave them back, yet Trump didn't tell him. But what I'm just saying is, it's not just say I don't know about Clinton. I would imagine Clinton has fucking shit tons of stuff as well. But I'm just saying, if you're taking these papers home and you're keeping them and you're no longer working for them, why would you do that? I just think it's a little bit kind of sus on that one.
Well, are you not allowed to look over your own documents to make sure you don't fuck up in the next presidential election or something? Are you not allowed to go through your own documents to go, okay, I was wrong in this, I was wrong in that? Like, people are just going, oh, he just stole a bunch of documents. Who's to say he wasn't allowed to take those home?
I wouldn't trust anybody
review them and then give them back.
But
they did this directly after January 6th.
Okay.
I wouldn't trust him with those documents, but I wouldn't trust any of the presidents with documents like that, because at a certain point you got to lay down that kind of power.
Yeah. So let's take this for example. What happens if Trump wasn't going to be run for president? Why did he have to keep them? Why didn't he turn around and go, hey, I'm running again, and it's been X amount of time after all of this is done? And he goes, I would like to request my files, please. And they're going to go, yeah, no problem. Come back on a Wednesday.
And that's another issue that's never brought up.
Yeah.
And they just keep saying, oh, he's a thief. Basically, they're trying to do anything to get him in jail. That's what all these lawsuits are for. That's what all these indictments are for. They're trying to catch him on something, but they're all leading to January 6th and that stupid speech.
Well, the fact that he was like, go and storm the Capitol, but then was like, you could do that, where he just basically said, just go do it.
Do it peacefully.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
He didn't.
And while he was doing this, and here's the timeline, and people always never bring it up. While he was doing the speech, they were let in to the Capitol.
They were.
Yes, there were dumbasses trying to storm it, but they were.
Yeah, there was footage of that. Right.
There is evidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but at the same time, it was deliberately riled up. But those people still, like, they let this frenzy of confusion and fear. They let it have them go crazy. And that's kind of why Trump's following really concerns me, is because, like, I mean, Biden sucks too, but his following can admit that. Like, hashtag settle for Biden. That was a thing during the 2020 election. Trump's followers see him as like this infallible God king.
Yeah.
And when they're driven into that kind of a frenzy with a little nudging, they will storm a fucking building. They've proven that.
And during the impeachment hearing, they played a 30-minute clip where you've seen Hillary Clinton telling people to riot, telling people to fight.
I did not see that.
But the thing
I've watched most of this crap. And I just want to get off of this topic, really, because it's really starting to give me a migraine. For one,
the thing
two,
is,
it's just... We are not a political podcast at all.
Yeah. Yeah, not the moral of the story, neither party can be trusted and neither can Trump.
Yeah, exactly. It's for like all politicians, same as over here with the Labour Party and the Conservatives. It's like, we have one group of Conservatives that are very much like, we want to help the people, but yet it's like their version of people are here, their mates down there that they're giving like millions of pounds worth of stuff to them, going like, oh yeah, we want to dump sewage in your water. There's 10 million just to sweeten the deal. We have people in food banks. So I know at both sides, I think like it's I want to see change, and that's the same thing. Same with Trump and Biden. But I know what's going to happen with Trump himself. Is he's not been able to let go of that. Biden, I think shouldn't be in power. I like some of his principles, but I don't think he should be in power because I think he's too old. And I think there should be an age limit.
Trump is too, though. They're both
they both are. But
they both broke a record set by themselves.
Yeah. I generally think
Oval Office. Shit.
How old are they?
I think
Biden is like 86, I think.
He's 80. Yeah, he's 81. I don't think. I think that literally to give the best thing, I think that you should at least like maybe the starting line is 30, and then maximum cutoff is like like 70 or something like that.
Yeah. Do we have any other topics? Because I mean, yeah, not a political podcast.
We will be, boys. We will be.
Sorry about that.
We had two more.
Yeah.
We had two more topics, which is the Teen Titans movie and the Backyardigans.
Teen Titans. That's an interesting one.
Teen Titans still getting a live action treatment.
Do you know what I would love?
That's where I feel about that.
I said this to my friend last night. I would love
Back to the old show.
Oh no, the Teen Titans, a live action Teen Titans Go. I would absolutely love that if they did that. It would be beautiful. It would be a sinking ship, but I would be there playing a piano, a violin as it goes down. I think it would be really funny.
That or I just ignore it.
But it's canon because all of what James Gunn said, all of it's canon now. All of it. So I'm like, please make it like Teen Titans Go live action.
Oh my God, I do not care about DC anymore. I really don't.
I don't either. I am so tired of DC movies and their stupid reboots.
I don't care about them, and I don't care about Marvel right now either.
They've both gone downhill.
Yeah. Get Invincible back in here. They know what they're doing.
And Invincible's kind of gone downhill a little bit too.
I haven't watched season 2
Invincible's been great so far. How so?
I've not seen it.
I've watched a few clips, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna make you like me, son. Wait, what?
Clips aren't episodes, though. There's context around those clips, man.
Right.
Yeah, go watch it. Like I didn't watch it originally because I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a Marvel type thing, and I thought, fuck it, let's give it a go. And I watched and went, holy fucking shit, this is something that I've not seen in like properly before. And I was like, fuck it, we need to have it.
Yeah, they're actually doing something really good with the multiverse in season 2 too. Like they focus on this one guy who basically assembles all of the consciousnesses of himself into one brain, and he knows that in every other universe, Invincible becomes a killer. So he is going through every universe to kill every other Mark Grayson, and eventually he's going to close in on the real one. It's like a ticking time bomb coming right for Mark.
So that's their own multiverse of madness, singled on one person.
Instead of just being like, oh, what if Peter Parker wear a Chiefs t-shirt or something like that? They're actually like going through the kind of the deeper meaning of that, and in kind of in a horrific way too.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's basically King the Conqueror properly.
And I think it's pretty good. Like I know the one thing I watched season 2 part 1, and then obviously it went on break, and I know it's just come back, but I'm in no kind of like I need to watch this now. So I'll probably give it a watch when I've got some time. But Ty, you need to watch Invincible. It's pretty good. Clips don't really do justice.
It's great. It's great. I mean, like they're proof that Marvel and DC are the problem, not the superhero genre itself.
Right.
That and The Boys. Those are the two great superhero works right now. Not a fan of The Boys.
We'll see.
I know. We don't want to give you hope where there is one, but trust me, we wouldn't. We promise you that these shows are good.
See, The Boys was so good, it triggered my anxiety in season 1 that I didn't watch the rest of it because. So one weird thing about me, or one of many, is the fact that if someone that says that they're in love with someone and you see real connection, I can't watch them when they betray them because my instant mind goes, oh my God, they're going to be so hurt. Like I don't want to see someone go through emotional pain. Punching me in the face, absolutely fine, but emotional pain, I can't do that. And
I think I know the scene you're talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, was it what happens with I don't want to spoil the show for anybody who hasn't seen it, but I think I know what you're talking about. It's
not A-Train. It's the fact that the boys ask the guy to go against Starlight.
Oh yeah.
And that's triggered. And for months, for maybe a year or so, I didn't watch the rest of it. And then I thought, nah, I've got to watch this. And I watched the rest of the season. I was like, oh, I'm so glad that didn't actually happen. And I actually really enjoyed it. So The Boys is really good. Gen Z or Gen V or whatever, that's actually really, really good as well.
Yeah, Gen V. And Homelander, oh my God, talk about one of the great villains. He is terrifying.
Yeah.
That man is narcissistic as hell.
It's
like
evil Superman. That's basically what it is.
And they've done evil Superman before, but like he stands like he and Omni-Man are the best like evil Superman out there, because Omni-Man is a proper fucking twist villain with one hell of a moral conflict, who's also a badass. And Homelander is just the scariest villain ever, who's like got the powers of Superman, has a tragic past, but he's basically the Joker if you gave him Superman's powers.
Mm-hmm.
He's only held in check by he's a celebrity, and he's only held in check by his ego wanting that validation, and even that is starting to go away. And he has the power to literally cut the world in half with his powers, and on top of that, he's a fucking nuts psychopath.
So narcissistic, ego-driven, insecure, psychopathic, the whole package.
With one hell of a performance, Anthony Starr, he is like on the level of Ian McDermott as Palpatine and Heath Ledger as the Joker. He is so damn good.
Without the insanity that goes along with it. Anyways.
It's definitely worth watching.
Heath Ledger didn't go nuts. He was already struggling with a lot when he went into that character.
Well, Joker broke him. His mindset for Joker broke him.
It might have been like an extra stressor. I mean, like he dove into that role, locked himself in a hotel room for a month with a journal, and that was it. Worked on the voice. But I mean, like he'd already been going through, I think it was a divorce and insomnia. He was struggling to still be able to see his kid. And like the insomnia, like he was basically the sleeping pills stopped doing it. So he started taking them with alcohol. And then, oops, that's where you get the accidental overdose.
Right.
As much as I love a role, I wouldn't put myself through that. I'd put it maybe a little bit, but I wouldn't go to the point where I would start mixing like alcohol with sleeping pills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As long as you don't take the route Jim Carrey took when he was getting into a role. As long as you don't take that route.
I think I know what you're talking about. Oh my God. I love Carrey, but he turned into it. That was his asshole era. Oh my God.
Now, we could get into The Crow, but we are unfortunately running out of time.
I don't know, a 2-hour episode?
Coming up,
y'all want to go for 4?
Can't do 4 hours.
Man, we got stuff to do. One day.
All right.
Yeah. But
I got lucky. I got my day off.
Oh, good. But I think that's a good place to end it with the insanity of major actors. Maybe we'll pick it up next round.
Yeah. Hey, though, I mean, whatever's ruining anything in life, Sherwin's Law is a thing. 90% of everything is garbage. Go for the 10% around the globe. That's how you get the good shit. Live a good global life. And with that being said, catch you nerds later around the globe.
Bye.
And say coolio, of course. We can't forget that.
The coolio, man.